Hello, hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Strength of Thousands Adventure Path here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. Tonight, we are lore speakers, but before we are lore speakers, announcements. First announcement, other shows on the channel. Tomorrow night, the Sprout stream. No idea what we're doing yet, but we'll figure it out.
You always do.
Oh, you beat me to
Fake
that
guessing
message,
game.
McKenna.
No.
No.
You beat me to that message, McKenna.
Good try, though.
Then, on Wednesday, Wild Ambition. I know what we're doing in that one.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Unless you're hoping for somebody to totally derail, which is not an unusual thing.
McKenna's there.
I mean, derail.
There's probably more banter.
Yes, there will be more banter.
For cat fights and, shenanigans. Head over to our Wednesday night show.
And I think I can now say that with a twist in the story that will make McKenna fly to Winnipeg and slap me. Then, on...
I can take you to this really great burrito place, McKenna.
There's a
I
really
just
good...
slapped you for fun. Also, you're coming down here for a certain someone's wedding in a couple months anyway.
That is true.
So what do I need to buy that ticket for?
Then on Thursday we're off. Pathfinder 2E at Amuse. Come and hang out with a bunch of leshies. Leshies in the woods.
Leshy.
I think we still have one seat available this week for a change.
Nice.
But I can double check that. We are kind of vamping a bit as Zoe gets a technical issue solved. No, it is out of stock.
Are you really surprised?
Well,
It's next week. Mischief and the Mistress of the Maze that has 3 open seats. There we go.
Mistress of the Maze.
Yeah, level 5 to 8, Matt. Then, on Friday, the Astral Calling. We'll have a stream this week.
Hopefully.
I pray. I'm not going to any birthday parties this week, so we're okay. We'll be good. We'll have an Astral Calling stream. It's going to be a good time. Well, it'll be a good time. And we will see exactly what happens. I'm going to...
Oh,
Yes, I do
so
just
you
need
look
to switch.
fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, also Zoe, we are live, just as a reminder.
Yes, hello. Hello. How's everybody?
Okay, so Zoe needs to end up there, Sarah needs to end up there, and McKenna needs to end up there. Perfect. Nice and quick. But yeah, so Friday, Astral Calling. Saturday, Tabletop Bros?
Maybe.
Who
Maybe.
knows?
It depends. We might have a thing that we're doing off stream at that point.
Oh wait, yeah, this week.
Yeah. So what the table Saturday night's up in the air right now. Sunday night though. Sunday night is Cozy Co-op. I should really not read our group chat while I'm doing these.
no, you really shouldn't.
Now I have to read it.
But it's real funny.
Hilarious.
Sunday.
Yes.
Just
yes.
quickly.
Correct.
Cozy
Oh,
Co-op.
I just joined. I'm already derailing stream. Love it.
Cozy Co-op, more Stardew Valley,
More-
despite the fact that I keep pestering him about Coral Island now.
Hey, Coral Island's a fun game. We're almost done Stardew. We're not that far
Are we?
away. Yeah, we just
Are
need to...
we?
Like, once we hit a certain point, I might just, like, do a couple days off stream, Sarah, where I just,
And perfect.
and get the money we need to get the golden clock, because that's just a waiting game at this point for us. We're going to get that money eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
I'm not denying.
Yeah, and then we'll eventually do some Coral Island. and some other stuff on Sunday night too. Coral Island, as I've said many times, has a wonderful conservation theme, and Sarah agrees, and that makes me happy.
I truly and completely agree. It has nothing to do with the fact that one of the merfolk is hot as sin and I need to comb and clean the ocean just to get to him. That has nothing to do with that.
I am
Protestant
also
merfolk.
I am also going to say, McKenna, for your benefit, in this game, you can become a mermaid.
You do have my attention.
Yeah.
I have to say, so far, all I have seen of the merfolk, very nice. They're all very nice.
And they all have
women, man,
different-
and everything.
They all have different mer bottoms. So there's one mer woman who is like a stingray on the bottom, which is really cool design-wise.
It is.
yeah.
One that's a shark, one that's like a lionfish. It's really cool.
Yeah, so there's some really cool mermaid designs in that game too. Has a lot of good conservation themes, yeah. But Monday night, the night we're on right now, is the Strike of Thousands AP, as our lore speakers find themselves attempting to save the world from a fetal god. And so, Matt.
Fetal?
Fetal. It is technically a fetal god.
Yeah.
It's a pre.
Well, I think it's not its birth.
It's a premature.
What is the
No, infant is like 3 or 4.
early bug
Neonatal?
birth name?
It would be a prenatal. It would
Why
be
don't we just call it
before
an
its time.
undeveloped god?
Yeah.
A half-baked god.
I think neonatal would be correct, not prenatal,
Lord.
because it's
There is no
included,
no terminology for a bug that was born early,
but there probably is.
I think that would probably kill them if
according
it
to
was.
Google.
Dead
According to
meat?
a very quick Google.
No,
But- Matt.
That's
Catch.
me. Huh.
There you go.
Hello, everyone. I am Matt, or Urbanoff at various places on the internet, and I am here to run these wonderful people who I've taken to calling the best and the brightest through the Strength of Thousands adventure path. It has been a long, years-long journey. We've had many twists and turns, tribulations and laughs, but the horizon is nearing. The journey is almost over. If they can conquer this final challenge and save not just the Magambia, but possibly all of Nantambu and the Moagi Expanse from this giant grub god and its
No
leaky
consequences
acid
will be made.
sores.
Strength of Thousands, Revenge of the Bug Nubs.
No!
That's the name.
I thought I'd escaped the nubs.
No, now they're here in your own home.
God damn it.
The nubs were the
They're
friends we
in the
made along the
walls.
way.
What was it, God?
As you were saying,
Where were you, Matthew?
where were you?
God, that's just, you guys just remind me, I heard the logo for this fictional corporation that's actually kind of horrifying. Pentex, we're in your home.
That's some Welcome to Night Vale shit.
Is that
Oh,
a
no.
real company?
No, Pentex is a evil mega corporation from Werewolf the Apocalypse that it puts like evil magic in their burgers and stuff. So they're slowly corrupting the world through fast food, among other things. And werewolves hate them. But anyway, speaking
Well,
of
that's
people who
rough.
are not werewolves, though the werewolves will loop back in a second in a way, let's introduce our wonderful cast tonight, starting with the person who just gave me a funny look, McKenna.
I
Please.
feel the need to clarify that funny look was directed at Will, not at you, Matthew. You've done nothing wrong. Yet.
What did I do?
Yeah.
Hi,
I mean,
everyone. I'm McKenna Raytine, and I'm playing
What did
Avi
I
Avi,
do?
our Nick Terra witch. You know what you did. As well as her familiar Agate. It was just a bad pun.
Oh, okay.
And McKenna Rayar on all the socials. And do we have a funny question?
we do.
We do.
Speaking of the werewolves in a way, I'm not going to classify anyone tonight as a monster enjoyer, but if you had one, hear me out, what type of monster would it be? And I'm classifying mermaids as monsters in this regard.
Yay, mermaids. Madison from Splash
Pop out.
specifically. Madison from Splash specifically.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
they're humanoid creatures with animal kind of anatomy. That's kind of monster-like.
Like plus 10 points if they can kiss me and then I also can breathe underwater. That was great. That's if you haven't seen Splash, it's an 80s classic. Tom Hanks is in it. Has no one here seen Splash?
I might have at one point. It's been a long time.
I
It's
have
been
watched
a
this.
Like, it's the only
long
reason the name
time.
Madison is popularized as like a young female name. It wasn't like a popular name before that.
Oh, I've
People
seen
watch
that. Yeah.
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 People watch the movie now and they're like, Madison's not a weird name. It was at that time, and Splash changed. That's fun. That's a Splash fact. So yeah,
And that's a splash fact.
that's a Splash fact.
But speaking of people who maybe, I don't know, don't have a desire to kiss mermaids and float underwater, Will.
I would
Please
kiss a
inter-
mermaid.
Yes, but specifically to swim
Not
underwater.
currently. I would not currently kiss a mermaid, but I would kiss a mermaid.
Unless M was a mermaid.
Unless Em was a mermaid.
Or she gave you permission.
No. Decidedly not polymath. But
What if I gave her a beach chair to sit on?
Let the poor man introduce himself. Let him get up.
I'm done. I'm sorry.
I'm going to let there we go, thank you. But
Got it.
hello, I'm Will, also known as Tabletop Rules on the internet. Tonight I'm playing Igara, Gama, and Choco. And a Yoggothar. The
You'll have
handmaids,
to elaborate.
the handmaids of Lolth.
The ones made of molten wax?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I will get. That's fair. All right, fine. This is what I asked, so
You asked for
did.
this, Matthew.
I did ask for this.
Hey.
But speaking of people who didn't ask for this, Sarah,
Hello.
please introduce yourself, your character, and your exception if you're for monsters.
Exceptions for monsters. That's a hard one. Hi everybody, I'm Sarah Margaret. I'm playing Charlotte, the Anati Toxicologist. You can find me on Twitch at Cosmic Deity 746. Currently doing a whole bunch of things every other day. Anyway, they're not monsters. I don't think so. Well, here's the thing is there's a spectrum to can actually like communicate and talk and be like kind of that slut kind of thing, and then there's full on non-verbal monster.
The difference between, say, a harpy and a griffin.
Correct. I would say probably in terms of the can communicate very anthropomorphic, I would say harpies, because harpies are really cool. And let's go girl power. And on the other side of the spectrum would be Godzilla.
Sarah, that would break you.
He does look very
I
huggable.
know.
Godzilla
No,
looks very
see,
huggable.
that's the
Well,
thing.
okay,
Is
that-
it would be a full on hug fest, especially
That's a very important question, Sarah, which is which version of Godzilla? Because there are a few, and
Oh.
Some, I
scare me
think,
more
are-
than others.
Some are very radioactive, I think.
Some are more huggable than others.
Zero is I wish I could hug Godzilla Zero. I wish I could give Godzilla Zero a long overdue hug. Unfortunately, I would die just from touching Godzilla Zero. I'm thinking more in terms of the kaiju universe, Kong, Mothra, Godzilla, who is just a sweet woman who deserves love and understanding. And if I could summon a kaiju to destroy things, it would be wonderful.
And this is where I would
Wouldn't it
put my
just?
this is where I would put my summon kaiju spell. If I could have one as a summoner.
The summoner.
Also, a minor interjection here, and I don't care if people hate me for saying this. I liked the Godzilla design from the terrible American Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick. I thought
I
it was
have
a cool...
no problem with any of the Godzilla designs. I think they're all very interesting.
I liked his strong chin. He had a cool
I
spiky
think Zero is
chin.
my favorite because I'm a horror movie fanatic and I love grotesque things, so Zero is my top tier, but
But how
Oh,
do you
we-
feel about Shin Godzilla then?
oh no, that's definitely top tier.
Yeah, that's the only one that like I truly don't think I could watch that movie all the way through because the clips I've seen I find just like genuinely unsettling and they just make me sad.
I watched an edit somebody did with Shin Godzilla with the Boots poem, and it
Yep.
made so much fucking sense. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
Chat's
I'm gonna
answering
go.
the question now too, by the way.
Fun.
I didn't
Well, we
say it
already
was
know
a
what
sexy
Squishy's
lizard.
answer
I
is gonna
liked it.
be.
I liked it from a design perspective.
Matt does
And
have
last-
a thing for lizards.
Speaking of perfect designs,
The only one currently with a cat in their hands, Zoe.
She's sitting. It's really weird.
Mm.
Also, hi, that's me. I'm Zoe. I go by Zosie Pose on the internet. And I'm playing Ophelia in this very cool campaign that I don't like thinking about. We're almost done with, but we're almost done with. And you want down? Oh, you don't. Okay. The exception question.
It's okay if you don't have one.
Indecisive. So
Can you
many
give us like a top 3 in no particular order?
choices. I don't know. Like, what comes to mind?
Also, if you just want to say like werewolf or something, we're not going to judge you for kind of a basic answer.
Biting is good. So like vampires or like dragon or lamias. I don't know.
that
Pull
was
them all on there.
so... a rare crystal calf comes in.
At that moment,
He's got excellent timing.
he does.
And then for anyone wondering my answer, and this has nothing to do with anything that has been previously said in this chat, because I couldn't, of course, in any way predict any of it. Gorgon.
Yeah.
Mm.
Legs or no legs?
Very nice.
Ooh,
Solid
now I'm thinking.
Imagine
of
getting
the-
little
the
kisses from
snake-
all the snakes.
Now I'm
Oh,
remembering
Matt,
the
you fate degen.
Now I'm remembering the reverse where it's the snake body, but it's the snake bat under and the naga.
Yeah,
Naga.
that's the one.
Yeah, I changed my answer. It's naga.
Chad played a Naga in one of our D&D campaigns.
Yeah, but it's not the kind of Naga Sarah's thinking of.
Oh.
What is the difference between a Naga and a Lamia, or is there not?
Remember McKenna when Cypress convinced Naga by
The-
dancing
the-
the ropes
so-
with it?
A Naga is venomous. A Lamia can spit the venom.
I see.
So Lamias are spitters and
And
Nagas are glitters.
Nagas are quitters.
Lord love a duck.
To the intro
Also
now,
in
quickly.
it
hurry.
should be noted that in Pathfinder lore, opposed to D&D lore, Nagas are extra large snakes with human sort of looking faces. They don't have legs or arms. They are very different than what most people think of.
Oh. Well, I'm thinking mermaid, but snake. So
Yeah, in D&D that's what Nagas are, but not in Pathfinder. They're also a lot more mystical in Pathfinder. But anyway, enough about hypothetical snake people. Let's roll that intro and get going with the game tonight.
Button.
Welcome back, everyone. When last we left the best and the brightest, they were rushing to the rescue of some students who were trying to escape a collapsing dormitory. Um, Unfortunately, they were set upon by not only some escaped magical beasts, which the party did manage to scare off without actually killing them, which was quite nice, but also what appears to be were-ants. Not were-rats. Don't listen to what anyone tells you. They're were-ants. Um, which at this point we're not sure if they are just ants made into human-sized things by the weird magics coming off the not fully formed god grub, or if these are people having been turned into ant-like creatures. But they are hostile, and a bunch more of them have just flown in onto the roofs of the semi-collapsed dormitory, despite, thanks to a surprisingly impassioned plea from Avi Avi, all of the students were convinced to double time it across the way to the other roof, which is good because a little peek behind the curtain, the disciples were going to attack civilians with a bunch of their actions. So
Yippee!
just saved a bunch of lives, guys. Good job.
See what happens
Um,
when you listen to evacuation orders?
Well,
Careful, Will. You're outnumbered in the chat or in the
Mhm.
call tonight. But we start at the top of the combat with our dear Ophelia. And then we move on to Egra will be up next.
Oh gods,
And
I have to figure out what I'm doing.
I just was reminded my Steam is still open because Crystal Calf is playing Sonic Adventure.
Oh, yeah, he is. And will he be playing it for a really long time?
Yes, he will be.
Hmm.
All right. So Ophelia's gonna keep Bard song up, and then you're gonna find out why I was measuring. Because everybody except for Red is going to make me a will save, please. Of the enemies.
Thank you. I was about to ask,
All right.
does
Thank
that
you.
apply to all of us?
Not you, enemies.
Can you also paint a picture of what Ophelia's overwhelming presence is?
So this is
Ophelia.
that only the people who are affected by the spell are going to be seeing. It's not going to be
Oh my.
the party or the civilians. But they see this like red kind of aura coming off of her.
Ooh.
And they see three very large shadows behind her. And she kind of floats a little bit. It's really
Oh yeah.
it's
Got-
spooky.
You've
It's
got to float.
ooh.
All right. So that is going to be will save. All right. We're going to start and you said everyone except allies. And everyone but red?
Everyone but red, correct.
All right. Well,
The
I
enemies
will I will start with blue and work my way down.
Okay.
All right. Where's the will button? And the DC for this is your class DC, I'm assuming, or your spell
I'll
DC.
save DC.
That should be. Oh. That can't be right. That seems really
I
high.
go and look at it.
I mean, you're
no,
level
that's
20.
that's totally correct, though.
47.
Level 20 characters, yo. All right. 47. All right. So blue. Success, but not critically. Green. Success, but not critically. Orange. Failure. Purple. Success, but not critically. And pink. Wow, these guys are rolling. That's an 18, a 13, an 8, a 15, and an 18. Goodness gracious.
Okay, so
And the one on the ground too, still, right? Like this guy here?
oh yeah.
All right.
What is that? Is that still-
That is a sentinel. So give me a
Oh
second,
right, I
actually.
need to have the Tardigrade swarm open up too.
Yeah, I need to get a
Forgot
different
about
spell. Sentinel. He's going to roll. Will save. Failure. All right, so that is going to be
Right. So everybody that got a success is going to pay tribute 2 times with a single action, and they have to use at least one of those a turn. So they're going to lose 1 action per turn for 2 turns. For Orange and the Sentinel, they have to pay tribute 6 times.
Whew. All right, so I am putting 2 markers on it. Everyone who rolled, except for Red, they succeeded, so they're going to have to do the tribute thing. No one critically succeeded. So the 2 ones with icons are the ones who actually failed, so they're going to have to do the more tributes.
Mhm.
So that's how I'm remembering it. We'll just remember that Red is fine. All right, and you use an action to keep Bard Song up?
And that's my turn.
Okay. Igra, you're up next, and then a few enemies, and then eventually Charlotte.
So we start off with my free action for just being Igra to sustain my spell and give the tardigrade swarm 2 actions.
Okay, on the Sentinel.
The tardigrade swarm
just-
is then going to use 2 actions to stick their stylets into the sentinel. So I'll need to make 2 reflex saves.
Okay, reflex.
So crit success and success. So it'll take 4 points of piercing damage. Because
Okay.
these weren't around for Bard Song, so they don't get the benefit.
Roger Dodger.
So that is my free action that I just get on a turn.
Mhm.
Then, with my summoner ability, then Choco is going to get a free action. Choco's free action can either be a strike or a stride. I'm going to have Choco's free action be a strike. So Choco is going to take a beak strike on
Caw.
the sentinel.
Oh,
A natural
crit.
20.
Go for the
So
eyes, Choco.
that'll be a 50 to hit,
Peck, 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 peck.
and that'll be 30 points of bludgeoning damage.
That all goes through.
So that's Choco's free action. Now I have my 3 actions. I'm going to use one of those actions to act together with Gamma. So basically, we're both going to move at the same time.
Okay.
And by both, I mean just Gamma. Technically, Igora could move, but I'm not going to move Igora.
As a reminder, I'm sure you're aware of it, but just as a reminder, we are operating on two different things of elevation.
Yeah,
right
I'm
now.
dealing with the Sentinel before I go upstairs.
Okay.
So Gamma's going to stride to there with 1 action.
Yep.
That creature is now off guard.
Yep.
They were
So
off guard to me, but now they're also off guard to Gamma.
You'll need to beat then a 41.
I'm then going to use 1 action to boost Eidolon to
Okay.
give Gamma a +6 bonus to their damage instead of the +3 to hit.
Oh.
Then Gamma is going to make a striking belly bump against the off guard Sentinel. Boom. Which will miss because, yeah, that's
You rolled
about
a
right.
2.
I
Sorry.
rolled a 2. Nothing you can do about that. And that will be my turn.
All right, we move on to the first of the Were Ant disciples, which is Purple, who does have to spend, I think, at least 1 action genuflecting because they succeeded on the check, but not critically. So they're going to do 1 of their 3. He bows to someone they probably can't even see properly, like, what the hell was that? And then just, we're not worthy, do the Bill and Ted. No, that Wayne's World thing. And then it's going to flitter over to Charlotte and is going to do some. You notice that these guys don't actually have any weapons in hand, and you register that a second before it goes pop pop and tries to punch Charlotte with a quick 1-2 with its carapace fist.
Ow!
Uh-oh.
That would be my face.
So that's going to be 54 bludgeoning to Charlotte.
Ew, hold on, I gotta get my calculator up. I can't do reverse math.
Fun fact, if you click on your token, the 3 dots that appear on the top, you can just put, if your tokens, you can put your total health in the central one, and then if you highlight it and then delete it and push minus, and then whatever amount of damage you took, it'll do the math for you.
That's too difficult. I'd rather just have a calculator up.
Okay. I just thought I'd offer the tool.
Thank you. That's okay.
Joke's on you. On your not when it's not your turn, I may go and put your health bar up for you. But because this was a staggering blow from the Carapace Fist, I'm gonna need Charlotte to make a Fortitude save to avoid evil bug monk shit.
Monk
Not-
shoe?
Not literally. 40. That is a success. So,
Thank
you are not stunned 1, and you are not paralyzed for 1 round because it did roll critical hit. So if you had failed this, it would have been extra bad.
That's great.
But Charlotte has
I'm
been strengthened.
Glad.
You're strengthened by many hours in the lab, breathing in fumes that are actually not healthy for you, but you did it anyway.
Charlotte
You're
truly
lucky I-
has the strength of thousands.
I am actually very lucky I didn't put my goggles down. That would have been worse.
Yeah, oh god, the glass! It's just in my eyes now. The goggles do nothing. Green is going to genuflect confusingly, and then it's just going to step, and it is going to punch Aviavi potentially.
No.
34.
Not even close.
Like, I can't put, like, the force of their punch has enough air going around, or that just pushes you out of the way. Like when you try and slap a mosquito with your open hand. And that's their turn. Whereat Sentinel has to do it for 6 rounds. It's going to do 1. It has 2 things left.
Okay,
It is
when it genuflects, it has the manipulate tag. It triggers attack of opportunity.
It's true.
So that'd be a 46.
On the Sentinel,
Off
that will
guard.
definitely hit.
So that will become 28 points of sonic damage.
Ah!
And if these are a construct, there'll be an additional 3.
They are not constructs. It is going to turn to look at you, Igra, with its little eyes and say, "You are the root of all my suffering, and you will pay."
I think the root of all your suffering is the fact that you're an ant person, dude.
That's racist. And then he's going to bite you twice, potentially with his mandibles.
Igura,
48, yes.
that will hit. Igura does not crit.
And second attack, 42.
Also hits, does not crit. So that'll be
Alright, so-
69.
6. And that is going to be 2 fort saves against Were-Rat Curse. Were-Ant Curse.
43, 53.
Yeah, those are all good.
Yeah.
All right, then we move on to another Were-Ant Disciple, and Charlotte, you'll be up at just after this. This is Orange, who also has 6 turns of doing this.
As you do.
They're going to actually go over here, and you look funny, spongy boy, and they're going to punch down on Endures in Darkness. Trying to get like a 1-up or something.
So rude.
Spongy boy. That's racist.
I don't care, I'm evil.
Okay, but when we did it, it was bad.
Yes, you're supposed to have standards. I would eat a child if given the chance.
Wow.
They do
Okay,
have a
tonight.
point.
Igra, do we have standard? I mean, we have more standards than that, but do
I
we
just
have-
looked
That's
back
not a
at
high
Ophelia.
bar.
Ophelia,
Carapace
you're
Fist.
here. We have standards.
Reminding me once again that I did not open Endur's character sheet. What's his AC these days? Not that. It's not not a critical hit though. So Endures is going to take.
Oh, that could be fun.
Even with the Bard song?
Barb Song doesn't help his AC.
Oh, that's true. I forgot.
That's all right.
Duh.
It's gonna be 21 bludgeoning. So,
that
and
could
then
be
he's
fun.
gonna make a fort save against being stunned. That I believe is a success. So I think that's the end of their turn. Yeah, it was a 35. Charlotte, you are up, followed by Endures.
Hi. He moved, which kind of put a dampener on my plans and plots. However, he is in fact in front of my friend. So I'm gonna try and hit him with the
You s-
poisoned
Do you
pito.
say that out loud? That you consider Endures a friend?
Yes, of course.
If
Endures
I'm-
is I will facilitate Endurse's promotion to teacher sooner rather than later. I've already sent in notes. Letters have been sent.
If a mushroom could blush.
Anyway, I hit the
Mushroom.
orange thing with a pito.
All right.
And,
That is definitely going to hit.
okay, and then I'm gonna need a save for
Alright. Your
I
class
think
DC
that's my
is
class
what?
DC. 41.
Ooh, okay.
So that's fortitude.
This is on a disciple. That is a failure.
It is a failure, which is very nice.
Get poisoned.
And that gets it stage 1 poison.
So 9
Which is
damage, I think.
1. Yes, stage 1 is the roll for 9 damage. If he fails again on the next turn.
Alchemical devilry.
And I'm just getting started.
Oh, so I like that you just point blank, just like underhand serve Pito into their face. What? It's a bird.
Literally, like my arm goes out and a bird just pecks directly into his face. For the other individual who is right in front of me, I think.
Oh, that's adorable. So a blush room.
Oh,
I ha- oh,
Blush room.
I have to think of something that actually has that name. That'd be amazing. A blush room.
I am actually going to do.
Write that down. That'll
Hold
be a
on.
thing in the campaign.
I don't know if this will actually help. It might not, because I'm not really a spellcaster, but it's what I got so far.
Oh.
For let's say the gentleman, the dark purple in front of me.
All right. Let me just check something real quick.
Probably won't, because I have a lower spell save than everybody else because I'm not a spellcaster.
I also rolled a nat 19, so
Well,
that would have not been good for anyone. So don't feel bad.
no, okay. Well, let's just say there was an effort made
it does
and
creature.
call it a night. I just look at him, I go to sleep. Poof. And he goes, what? I go,
There's too much to do, people to kill.
abracadabra. I don't know. I'm new to magic.
I'll
it-
sleep when you're dead.
Could you hit 2 of them at the same time?
Um,
Not quite with the 5-foot burst.
No, not with a 5-foot.
Yeah,
Well,
5
I could try to get the other guy.
You could get red and blue.
if you'd want.
Within the 30 feet.
Oh, that's probably not 30 feet.
No?
I think it's just out of it from where I
Maybe.
am. So, yeah, it's out of it, unfortunately. But
All right.
I could see if Orange could try to save.
Sure.
It
This
probably
is-
will. Unless he crit fails. Crit fail, please.
You never know. No.
Nope. Well, I tried.
All right, we're gonna move on to endures. Oh boy.
What's
need an
Endurance going to
Ayako.
do?
I need an Ayako. 1 second. While I go find an Ayako.
Endures takes note of the fact that the building over here is basically already kind of collapsed. And
Demolishes it.
he is going to use a spell he doesn't get to use very often, and he is going to angle it in such a way that the center of it is actually off the map. But because it's such a big spread, that it'll be enough that he should be able to catch these guys, but not Avi Avi. because it is a circular thing. And he's going to use Sunburst.
Hmm.
Sunburst.
So that's going to be reflex save. I'm just making sure that spell DC is correct. It is.
What's the radius
And-
on Sunburst, Matt?
60-foot burst. So it has to be off the map.
Yes, but I'm saying if you, depending on where you put it off the map, you could hypothetically get
Not without catching Avi, I don't think. It has to be
60-foot burst is huge. So like you could get it in a way where it gets orange, green, and red.
Yeah, but then it would catch Charlotte, Endures in Darkness, and Avi.
Mhm.
It's just a big AoE. It doesn't target. So I'm perfectly happy just getting 3 of them. So I'm going to go. All right, reflex for red, blue, and green. Failure. Success. Failure. All right, so that is 8d10 fire damage. They're not undead, so just the fire damage.
Oh, no, they're not undead now.
Ooh, that's a good roll though.
54.
54, thank you. So red and green are going to take 54 damage apiece as just a blazing blast of dazzling sunlight comes down. And 26 for blue because they succeeded but not critically. And I think and Endures is just going to do a cheeky little battle of medicine
Cheeky,
to Charlotte.
cheeky, cheeky.
Oh, I have to get to my calculator, but I can't move.
Aw.
Oh, you woke up. Hello.
All right,
It's
Endures.
Lady Ayako.
Roll your legendary medicine check.
I'm so sad I didn't get to snuggle her this weekend. I have been looking
42.
forward to it.
Uh, that is
Well,
going
I
to
mean,
be
Depending on
2d8
this
plus
weekend, you could
50.
still come and snuggle. Could come hang out.
Yeah.
Kitty cat snuggles.
Oh,
She's so soft.
Are you?
Charlotte, you get 64 HP back.
Nice.
Yay!
A stack of hit points.
Yeah, that was a pretty damn good roll actually. 2 7s and a 50.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's Endures in Darkness' turn. We move on to Blue, who has to genuflect once, is going to step to here to get flanking, and is going to just punch Avi with a Carapace Fist.
Rude.
34 off guard.
Well, they fail. My
Even
AC
off
is
guard?
42.
Nice.
Don't look at the thing down here. I haven't
No.
changed it in literal months.
Speaking of Avi, it is your turn.
Oh yeah, you are right. We should probably update those.
Nah.
I think it's a fun little time capsule of where we were.
Yeah. I have not seen these guys use AO on anyone else, correct? I don't believe so.
No, they don't seem to have like spellcrafting.
Then I am just going to fly upwards out of reach. Stay exactly where my token is, just up. And then I'm gonna cast a little Phantasmagoria. So
Hey,
everyone
dive
take
bomb
me.
from the sky.
Literally
What are you
all of
talking
your bad
about?
guys.
Hey.
Literally all of your bad guys need to
All of the
be-
bad guys, every single one.
all of them.
In
Odds,
this economy?
reveal thyself.
That is
Every single one of them needs to be making me a
Forget
little
about
beastie.
it.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
All right, I'm gonna
We
do all
heard you
the.
the first time and wished we didn't. Will please stop.
I can't.
You can't.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna
Love
do all the
the
disciples
multi-punch.
first, and then I'll do the one sentinel on the ground.
I need
All
to do
right,
that
so
tonight.
moving from top to bottom. This is now that is that the correct will, DC?
Yes, this time, yes.
All right,
I
red
did go into your sheet and fix it.
Ooh.
critically succeeds.
Thank you.
On the other end, blue
Yeah.
critically fails. Green 6 fails. Orange fails. Purple fails. Pink fails. And then the sentinel Fails. All right, so
Fails, hell yeah.
only one person critically succeeded, so they take no damage. One person critically failed, so they're going to take a total of, ooh, hold on.
Double damage, and they're confused for a minute.
Oh,
Barso.
God.
So probably for the rest of their lives.
Though they may just die from this damage. So,
Oh, can we
54
take a moment to
57 times two.
sing a song for that damage? That is so many ones.
Mm.
In the
Oh.
arms of the
All right, not
angel.
quite dead, but really hurt. And then,
Was that with Bard Song?
yes.
Dang it.
Yeah, it became
I need to-
114 damage.
I have not had anything in chat for the past like 2 minutes, so hold on. I need to actually restart.
All right, I'm just doing the 57 damage to everyone else, which is a good chunk of damage because a bunch of these guys got hit by a thing up in the air. And just the one guy who's confused?
Everyone is confused until their next turn, except for the one who critically succeeded. The one who critically failed is confused for a minute,
Forever.
All right, I'm going to put a
forever,
little...
for the rest of his life.
Forever.
Ophelia, can I get this one back, please?
Mm.
All
What
right,
do I get?
Hug.
Okay.
Pink has to spend an action genuflecting. They don't know why. They're even more confused about that. And then they are just going to move to the nearest target, which is purple, and attempt to punch them because they are very confused.
Yippee!
And that was the only viable target, so. Mandible.
Technically, he has flanking because of Charlotte.
Well, no, he doesn't perceive Charlotte as an ally.
Oh.
No, let me have this. It'd be so funny.
He hits anyway. 45, I
yes.
think.
Yippee!
I may not be an insect, but I am an arachnid. We're cousins, if
That hard's
nothing
on
else.
damage.
Yeah, but this guy has many cousins he would kill, probably.
Mm.
Fair enough.
We move on to one. Red is also confused for one turn. I've got 3 targets that are equidistant. They genuflect once. I'm going to roll a d3. 1 is green, 2 is Avi-Avi. Pardon me. 1 is blue, 2 is Avi-Avi, 3 is green.
Remember, I am too high to hit.
Yes, but they might just go up and like. Plus, these guys have a fly speed, I think. But he's going to go after green. He's going to try and bite him. 37 will not hit.
And he gets all 3 of his turns. Because he was not affected.
Oh wait, yeah. So yeah, thank you for reminding me. He will.
You can try again.
Even worse.
Ooh, okay.
All right, Ophelia, back up at the top of the round. It's your turn again. Things are going wacky.
Me. That's me. It's my turn. Let's measure again. I think everybody's in the 40 foot now. Yippee!
Oh boy.
42 saves from all of them. Oh god, that damage. 42 saves from all of them, please.
Whales of the damned. Yeah, each living enemy. These are not undead bugs. All right, we're gonna start with all the disciples again, starting with blue at the top. Fort save. Ooh, this is not a good save for them. But he rolled really well.
Failure.
Failure, but not critically. Failure, but not critically. Super
Critical.
failure. Orange, critical. Purple, critical. Ooh, this was not a good round. They had one good round of saves.
Beautiful.
All right, so, and then the Sentinel, who's just getting, he doesn't even know what's happening. All
Double
these things are
damage
coming.
and drained for.
Ooh,
days.
this might drop a few guys, and this is a failure. So
Remember,
everyone
4
either
times.
failed or critically.
Remember 4 times CR and hit point loss.
All right.
Drain times CR.
Please roll me the D4 for the failures, not the critical failures. 1, okay. All right, so 4 times the level of drain per their CR?
No, so drained times CR.
Okay.
So whatever their drain condition is, they lose hit points equal to their CR times their drain condition.
All right, I'm gonna go down. All right, how much damage was it? 36 void damage. Okay.
Plus Bard Song.
Yeah, and the drain. So, oh, pardon me, Bard Song. So that becomes 39. I can grab my calculator real quick. 39 plus. All right, so everyone who just failed is going to take 55 essentially with the drained.
So that's blue, green, and the Sentinel.
Actually, I should check the Sentinel. Do they have the same CR? I would think so. Oh no, they're 3 more. Sentinel's actually a little tougher, which explains why there was less of them. All right, and everyone else is going to take 39.
Hey, roll for
2.
perception. Thank you for the raid. Welcome
Hey,
as
hello,
we
hello.
fight a whole bunch of were ants.
Were ants, not were rats.
Where ants? Where ants?
Were ants, were ants, were ants, were ants, were ants.
Drained 4. Oh god.
So 4 times CR.
They all failed. I like it.
You gotta
like
love a
when-
good AoE spell.
So, with the people who critically failed getting 16 times 4, because their CR is 16,
Mhm.
plus the 64, actually, no, that would be 74 if they critically failed, I think, right? No,
Oh?
hold on. So, hold on. The critical damage is 39 times 2, which is 78. Yes, all right. So 78 plus 60, 142 effective damage with the factoring in the drained. And that is everyone except blue and green. So, whoo boy. We might
That's what
see
we
some guys
call
drop.
a oopsie nooksy.
Oh, red is hanging on by a thread. Orange, however, that takes care of them. That takes care of purple. That does not take care of pink because they were mostly unhurt. So yeah, that's 2 bugs, and everyone else has got like tiny little slivers of health bars left.
I'm just a Bard.
And that is Ophelia's turn. We move on to Igora down on the street as crazy shit is happening up above you. Like you hear the wails of the damned, you hear phantasmagoria stuff going on, and you're like, wow, they're having fun up there.
Yeah, it seems like a Tuesday. Alright, so first action, free action, give the tardigrade swarm 2 actions. Tardigrade swarm is going to stylet the sentinel twice.
All right. I have to scroll down, sorry.
Oh, you're
Ooh,
good. Just
that's a
need
good
some
roll.
reflex.
Sentinel.
DC 32 reflex saves. So crit success and success. So the first one will take half, which was 29. So that'll be 14 points of damage to the thing.
Sentinel.
Yep. Then Choco gets a free action. Choco's free action is going to be a beak attack on the Sentinel. That is a 46 against its off guard AC.
I'm pretty sure that will hit.
So that'll be 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
It's getting down there.
Then Gamma boost Eidolon for 1 action. And then Gamma's going to make a strike. Boop. 40 to hit off guard will miss.
Valiant effort.
And I still have 1 action, so I'm going to say, yeah, fuck you, Ant. And then Igora will get a 48 for 950, 51 to hit.
That will definitely hit. It won't crit.
So that'll be 12 points of bludgeoning damage as I just...
Ironically, I've been waiting. The funny thing is, Will and his little menage are the only people who do melee attacks around here, except for maybe Charlotte in very specific circumstances. But all the disciples up on the roof have an ability that if someone fails to hit them with a melee attack, they get an attack back. But none of you are going to attack them in melee. So,
Well, I was thinking about it next turn, but now I guess not.
And that's,
you have a bow. You're not going to attack anyone in melee. Don't
That's
lie
my
to
turn.
me.
It has the battle loot, Matt.
I can use my battle loot.
The very effective battle loot.
That's its actual name.
Correct.
All right. This is, I think, the first turn for yeah, these are the first times these two guys are confused. And he's just going to attack red. He has to genuflect once for at least one more turn, and then he's going to attack red because it's the actually Avi-Avi's right there. So I'll roll a d2. 1 is red, 2 is Avi-Avi.
Avi's not right there. She's up in the air.
These guys have a fly speed because they are flying ants.
No.
He's going after
They
red
were
anyway.
Flying ants.
They flew in. They
No,
were up
didn't.
at this.
They walked in. It was.
You can't gaslight me. This world is my playground. Anyway, he's hitting red. You might kill him.
That'd be fun.
Probably, actually. 29.
Yay!
He had 19 HP left.
Yay!
Curse your
Ah,
son,
you
but
killed your
inevitable betrayer.
friends!
I didn't actually like him. He cheated at cards.
Not you killed your friend.
He cheated at cards, and his deck was 50% counter spells.
Ophelia, they have disposable friends too.
Oh boy.
For them. We
Moving
love
on
It's,
to this.
it's like income.
Oof.
Anybody else have disposable income? Because I don't.
This economy.
Will, the
Yes,
Sentinel
ma'am.
is the Sentinel has to genuflect. Would you like to take your AO?
Gamma will like to take an AO. So that'll become a 48 against her off guard.
That will definitely hit.
So that would be 27 stanic damage.
So close.
Panic.
Oh wait,
Oh,
what did I do on my last turn? I chocoed, I striking belly bumped, I knuckle dustered. Oh,
pop.
I only did 2. I did boost Eidolon last turn because I only have 2 attacks here. So that will be an additional 3 damage.
not quite enough.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure I was correct. I was like, oh, there we go.
All right. And he is confused. This is the first time he's confused. So they are going to. Yeah, the one guy I think who is permanently no, the one guy who's permanently confused is still around. I'm going to. I got target-rich environment down here, so
You hear this whole swarm of tardigrades around you, Matt.
I know, but they're confused, so they don't know what the hell's
And
going
those
on. with
and
that.
those things are quite swarmy.
But he doesn't have reach, so the only 2 targets available to him that are right in front of him are Choco and Igra.
Mhm.
He's got 2 attacks. I'm just gonna say he's gonna attack both of them, whatever this roll is. I'm
So
gonna
you're
say,
ignoring the tardigrade swarm that's
Can
in
I
this
attack
creature's
that
face.
tardigrade?
Yes.
Can it be attacked?
It's
Oh,
a
okay.
swarm.
Okay, I thought it was like an area of effect thing. Sorry.
No, it's a swarm. It's a
Tardigrade
creature.
will be 1. Tardigrade will be 1. Choco is 2. You are 3.
That's okay with me.
It's you.
That's fine. As long as the swarm could have been attacked.
That's fine. Mandible attack. 37. Nope.
Misses.
Second attack. 49.
That
I'm pretty sure.
that
hits.
crits me.
So that'll be 84 slashing damage, and I need a fort save
Ouch.
for the were-ant curse.
Give me a second. That's more than 84.
Don't become aware
Oh wait, no, that is 84.
How dare you insult my math?
I was looking at the wrong one. And fort save.
86 minus 2.
You are not a were-ant.
Yeah.
Good job. Oh, you're not.
Congratulations.
Charlotte. Things are very different from the last time it was your turn, but there's still a single enemy on your half of the roof.
Yeah, I'ma throw a bomb at him.
Yippee.
With
40.
fire sign.
That'll be a
45?
45. That will definitely hit the disciple.
Yay! Can he also give me a fortitude save?
Yes, but he probably fails.
I meets to beat. 41 is the DC.
Okay. But that's still going to be 6 acid and then 10 splash for a total of technically 19 because of Bard Song.
Correct. He's also got persistence if he lasts that long.
We'll add a thing. Well, I'm zoomed out so far, I can barely see my little icons. You have 2 actions left as far as I'm aware.
All right, I'm going to then, oh gosh, how far away? Oh, nope, that's not. I don't want the cone, I want the line. I need to measure a line, not a cone. Yeah. Yeah, I can probably get that. Avi, you're up in the air, right? How high are
I
you up in the air?
am.
Avi Avi is up in the air.
High enough.
High. Thanks. Let's
She's
go
so
with that.
high, high.
If you're shooting a
I'm-
line across the field, it's not gonna hit me.
And not a line, she's just missing distances.
Sure.
No, what I'm looking for is this.
Now,
This
here's
is
the
what I'm
thing.
looking for.
Technically, that guy is a little bit up in the air because he had to be able to attack Avi Avi, but because you have shaped charge, you can hit him and angle it under Avi Avi. So,
Mm.
it's fine. So
That is true. That is true. So
roll you hit. Oh, this electric arc. Okay. What's the well? I think unfortunately with electric arc you'll hit green, but you won't be able to hit blue. I don't think because I think that's more than 30 feet in total.
yeah,
But it'll still hit green.
I'll still hit green. We'll take that if it hits. If it's a big if.
The discipline,
'Cause,
the
again-
disciples have a lower AC,
I mean, when?
or lower say 30. They fail. So that will be 19 electric because of Bard Song.
Yes.
Good chunk of their remaining health.
I know, right? It is shocking. I hit somebody with an electric arc.
I'm a little sad the one guy next to Endures was one of the ones who died because I was going to do a fun thing and he was going to shove Endures off the roof.
There can only be one.
Which
Aww.
I thought was funny. Because he might have bounced because he's a mushroom.
Ooh.
Anyway, moving on to Endures, who's going
Yeah.
to follow the example of their splendiferous teacher and also do a electric arc.
Yay. Go for it. Biz.
We arcing up in here?
We arc.
We arcin.
Arcan. Reflex. Oh, you guys have the same DC.
But we are not arcaning.
Endures has a slightly higher one because he's an actual full caster. He doesn't have any alchemy stuff. Reflex for the disciple. Failure, so that's 36. And that will fry this last bug who drops to the ground out of the air like a bug zap.
Nice.
All right, we move on to Blue, who I think is confused for the rest of their small life.
Mhm.
But Avi Avi is right there, so they also have to genuflect. They spend an action to confusingly flutter up to you and confusingly attempt to like drunkenly punch you. 37 probably won't hit.
Nor.
Buddy, just sit down. Just sit down.
I got the one of you that was purple.
You sure did, bud.
Speaking of, it's Avi Avi's turn. That tastes
please
That
Put him
tastes-
out of his misery, Avi.
Can
It's a
I electric
tiny
arc
shriver
both
health.
Blue and this guy?
Yes.
Yay, I do that.
I'm not going to do quadratic or Pythagoras or something.
Love
Um,
that for all of us. Thank you.
Reflex for blue succeeds, but that
Ooh.
probably even half. Well, no, actually have that.
Because it's with +3, it's 35. How?
35 divided by 2 is 17. He's got the barest bit of health up, but he's still alive.
Hmm.
But
Jeez. Hanging
unless-
on by a
unless the Sentinel gets a
Antennae.
critical success, he's going down. He's got 2 health. He did not. He got a critical failure, so he explodes.
Yay.
Tardigrades slurp him up.
Gross.
Ew.
I think they'd probably more munch him.
No, they have
because kind of-
stylists.
Munch.
Yeah, they're
With
Hey,
my
Slurp.
last action, I'm just gonna come over here.
Yeah, but he's not a liquid though.
And
But
that's
now he
okay.
is.
now he is.
That was Avi Avi's, I think. Yep. We move on to the last. No, there's 2 disciples left technically. Pink is going to genuflect. So I think that might be the last time Pink has to genuflect.
Yeah.
Walk up and attempt to drunkenly sort of punch Charlotte. Critical.
Again
Sorry.
with the face.
It's not your birthday anymore.
Damn it.
41 bludgeoning, and I need a fortitude save to avoid the staggering blows effects.
Okay.
37 is a success. You are not stunned or paralyzed. Good thing you've avoided that,
Well,
because paralyzed would be really annoying.
yeah, just slightly.
Ophelia, you're up. I'll be Igor, you'll be up next.
That's me. We're gonna keep Bard Song up, and then we're gonna shoot Pink.
They are right next to the edge, so I will allow this.
Yay!
With
37.
Bard's Song, 37 against the Discipline. Unfortunately, they have an AC of 39.
No.
Sorry.
Again.
Oh, that becomes a 40 now because of Bard's Song.
Yay!
That will
Yay!
23, not quite enough to take them down, but that's a good chunk of their remaining health. They have no idea where that arrow came from.
It's my turn.
Fair enough. Igra, you are up. Charlotte, you'll be up next.
Chat, I apologize. I need to zoom into the map just so I can confirm something.
We're zooming.
Enhance.
There's no ladder over here.
I want some show
That's a
once. I
shame.
think they've done this on a couple of things, but I really like to see they try enhance and it just makes the pixels the size of the screen.
Alrighty.
It's a poor resolution shot. What do you want from me?
Damn it all, I tried.
Matt,
Shut
is
up.
this a building that have a wall?
Which one are we talking about?
The one that the swarm is beside?
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to climb up the wall. It'll stride once to get up to there, and then it'll make one stylets into the ankles of this ant. So the ant needs to make me reflex save.
Avi, how high in the air were you?
Oh, well, then never mind.
I'd say roughly like 20 to 30 feet.
I thought that was the ant that was still on the ground. You can ignore me.
You can take the move back if you want, Will.
The tardigrade swarm does nothing because they can't get anywhere to affect anything.
That's okay. They did what they were supposed to.
They really didn't.
They slurp a guy. They slurp a
I
guy.
guess I'll just sit here and do nothing.
Do you have any
It's
You
damage
could go up
spells?
the ladders.
I don't have the movement to go up the ladders and still do
Do you have
anything.
any range spells?
Can't Gamma fly?
Nope. Gamma can't fly unless I use the evolution surge ability to do that.
Do you want to do just an athletics check to get him to
So,
hop?
Gamma doesn't have athletics train.
Isn't he big though?
Oh yeah, he's huge. I'm figuring it out here. Charlotte, you've taken a fuck ton of damage.
So he can't
Have
just like.
106 hit points back, Sarah.
You just
Oh, thank you.
And
That's great because I definitely had a bloody like he hit me in the face, which was really really annoying.
yeah, with one
Um,
action, Gamma will get over there, and that's my turn.
Hi, Gamma.
No, I see. I'm not going to lie. I have not invested in any ranged capabilities on Igora mainly because you all exist. So enemies that just are flying out of reach.
We have a very different character design philosophy, Will.
Hmm.
Yes, we do, Matt. And I design efficiently. You design differently.
Is this efficient? What happened to you this turn?
This is
Efficient?
efficient 90% of the time. Also, the summoner is just bad in general. So
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna try and do that thing that you told me that I probably shouldn't do because if I failed, I'd have a problem. So I'm gonna do it anyway.
Dude.
It's a 45.
Oh yeah.
45 against a disciple. That will definitely hit.
Okay, so he takes 23 bludgeoning.
That's enough. He had 19 health points.
Yeah.
So I just go. I basically, I hear the "Whoo" after being punched. I'm like, oh, I feel better, better than better. Shush. Just
Also-
like put it back.
did I just kick you back to almost full HP? I'm just curious.
Oh, absolutely. I'm
Cool.
maxed.
Also, I wish I had mentioned this before. every time you stab someone with Scholar's Gamble,
Yes.
behind their head, like a slot machine whirl thing appears. Ding, 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 ding,
Oh
ding,
yeah,
ding,
that's
ding,
where
ding.
their thing. But like I feel like because he died, it went
Yeah.
and he just fell dead.
Like,
Like,
well,
oh,
that was
well.
disappointing.
Well,
All right, there's still a disciple left. I can't close the menu. Endures.
Wait, I only did one.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
attack.
sorry. I forgot.
I can move and throw a bomb at him, right?
Keep in mind, guys, like probably 25 feet in the air.
Mm.
Because he needed to be within 5 feet of Avi's like feet to
Yeah.
attack.
That is very true. Well, I moved, so just have like a 1 magic missile. Just the
I
one.
mean,
Just a cheeky little magic missile.
that was exactly the hit points he had.
I just went.
Oh yeah.
Little spider just goes up, lands on his shoulder, and just like pokes him once with one spider leg, and just
So dramatic.
tumbles down and splats. Da 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 da. You guys have completed this combat encounter. Here's some tombstones.
Yay!
This will become obsolete in
All right.
3 renditions.
Now, I do have
nicely.
some unfortunate news.
Oh.
As you guys complete this particular combat, you do see another swarm coming in. This one seemingly even more well armed than the last. But then, and behind them, Obeez comes in on the back of a Quetzalcoatlus, and
Oh,
with a
yeah.
train of
What's it called?
pterodons on long leather straps, which then descend. They dive bomb these were-ant disciples and just
The eagles! The
Yeah.
eagles are coming!
Not
Except
the
they're-
dinosaurs.
they're feathered flying dinosaurs.
Iguanas?
Yeah.
Or, as they will forever be known, snake chickens.
I refuse to call them that.
Okay.
Well, no, these are like pterodactyls, Will. They don't even look like snakes. They're
Snake
not feathered
birds.
serpents. Yes.
Wait,
No, there's no snake.
can we see him?
That's a different thing. That's an entirely different creature.
Yeah, like in mythology, there's the winged serpent. In reality, they named it like a flying dinosaur after it. If you remember, in Fate in Grand Order, Quetzalcoatl
don't.
actually rides one, Will, in some of her attack animations.
I do. I was not going to bring up fate, Matt, but
I'm just trying to give you an example that you would understand.
I was more making a. Don't worry about it. Continue on, Matt.
Anyway, this unfortunately I cannot show them to you because it is block text. You have to use the power of your imagination.
Big chicken.
Oh.
But they do have feathers because I think that's cool when dinosaurs have feathers.
Hmm.
And not only do they take care of this second wave of bugs quite handily, they swoop down onto the roof and help evacuate all the students and construction workers. So you guys don't have to worry about that.
Yay. Hallelujah.
Victory!
You guys get 80 XP.
That's what they look like.
Oh, it's so cute! Look at its little colorful head.
Aw. What do I do with the XP now that we're level 20?
That's a lot of teeth.
Nothing.
It gets
hit
banked
that-
into your
you
next
hit that-
character.
Get that.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll bank it. I want to bank it. I'm gonna need it, you know. I just say that.
Nothing hurts more than seeing your XP bar unable to go higher.
Mm.
Like, what am
I
I even
disagree.
doing?
I find that very
Does that hurt
fulfilling
more
when I've
than
done
that?
that.
No, I hate it.
I want to be rewarded for my efforts for everything I do.
Anyway, what was next? All right.
People don't play things for fun. You have to get something out of it.
Wasn't there a greenhouse or something that was being dissolved in acid?
Yes,
That is
correct.
true.
That was a
Mhm.
thing that was happening.
Yes, the
We
map
should
that I
probably
actually
get on
preloaded you
that.
guys onto last time, and you chose to come here instead.
So I think
To
this.
the acid chamber.
Wait, what?
To the acid.
Everybody on Gamma, let's go!
Now Gamma can have a fly speed.
Everyone refocus your focus spells. We all have like a little meditation moment on Kama's back.
Meditation circle.
Luckily enough, I think I only used actually like one spell that cost a spell slot. So yay! However,
yeah.
I won't say no to being able to take some time mid to grab a couple. Well, actually, no, I got enough reagents. I'll be fine.
I mean, within how quickly do we travel there, Matt?
I'd say that's entirely up to you guys.
Here, y'all, we're just going to see how long this takes us, okay? Ready?
Mhm.
10 minutes. 50 hit points back.
Well, actually, hold on. If you need it, we do have Moment of Renewal.
Not yet.
Okay.
50 hit points.
Yeah, I don't think I've taken any damage so far.
We'll say it took us. I need to go back to where we were, Matt, so I can see my hit
Also
points on
didn't
my
take any
token.
damage.
26. Okay, so 110. We'll say it takes us 20 minutes to get there, and we each get 110 hit points.
Okay.
And by me, I mean me.
Endures also helps. That is actually exactly, funnily enough, that's exactly what Endures needed to get back to full. Funny that.
Coinky dink.
In Quinky Dink. All right, so I'm going to read you guys some block text.
Woo, my favorite.
All right. The pleasant arrangements of shrubs and flowering plants in this area of the campus have all withered from noxious vapors. A nearby greenhouse made of stone and glass is crumbling and sits askew. Cries of help come from within the building, and to the north, a pool of spreading acid slowly flows towards the greenhouse. I need everyone to give me a perception check to kind of gauge the speed of the acid.
Ugh.
Nice.
Hey, Matt.
That's going
Yes?
to
Can I arguably have
Ooh, 19.
a better time at this considering I know my acids?
Sure.
I got a 48.
I got a
45.
47 on a natural 20.
Nice job, Mama.
I'm going to say you all are very kind of
Choco's
running out of
upset.
adrenaline at this point, so you're like, let's analyze the threat immediately. Charlotte's like, based on the pH of the acid or something. It's very likely that assuming you face any sort of obstacle in the greenhouse, which, it's a Pathfinder thing, of course, something's going to come up. The acid is going to hit the greenhouse before you can rescue anyone inside. You have to do something about the acid now.
Ooh. Now
Now, I should note,
Anybody got anything that blocks?
if anyone wants, you can roll some checks first to try and maybe assess something, but you'll have to pitch to me what skill you want to use.
Uh,
How much acid is it?
This is a fair amount of acid. It would be enough acid to cover the entire party currently.
What if we eat it?
No, you would die. I mean,
You might say that this is a pretty basic problem for us to solve.
Does Igora say
Igra suffers a sudden and massive heart attack.
Does Igora say that out loud?
There it is.
Oh yeah, 100%. Listen,
There will
Hey.
be a totally unamused, like, Charlotte is staring at the, acid, assessing and everything, and hears that, and it's just that Stewie Griffin.
I need to get
Also,
these out of
a-
my system now because it does not make any sense for my character in the Art Deco one to make puns.
Oh, I can't wait. It doesn't make any sense for Igor to do it either, but
No,
there's
that's my job. I get to make the puns.
There's a sudden silence after Igra's comment, and you see off of the corner a bust of one of the school's founders or something that's been artfully arranged on a pillar in the garden, gets hit with a little bit of acid, and then falls directly onto its face and breaks.
That's a good omen.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you were.
Do y'all want me to summon a dragon to dig a trench around this place?
Yeah.
That would be if it could do that real quick. Yeah, sure.
I mean, I just summon a dragon with a burrow speed, and we just dig a trench.
Actually, because you rolled a crit, Gamma points out that potentially with enough force, this building here could be collapsed to prevent the acid for a little while.
Oh, hey, Charlotte, got explosives?
That's a funny question.
I didn't even think of that.
Explosives.
The check actually calls for athletics, but if you guys can rig up some sort of...
Look, between my knowledge of bombs and my knowledge of architecture, I can get that thing to fall in a straight line.
Charlotte,
directly
go
in the
channel
way.
your inner Anders.
That thing's fucked.
Bring that building down.
That building has no chance.
Mostly I have a lot of stuff that's like bombs, but I do
Well-
have demolition charges.
Let's simplify this. Would you allow a crafting check, Matt?
Oh, yes.
Cool.
Absolutely. I
Mostly
will
because
create it,
we have an alchemist here.
along with my abilities to utilize my feat of a demolition charge, which means I can rig it and then move far enough away so that we don't explode ourselves.
Love to see it.
Yep. So here we go.
Please don't use your
47.
All right, everyone, put the red barrels beside the building, and then Charlotte's going to throw a fireball.
Why are they flashing red?
I just you see Charlotte with all of her sets of arms just immediately grab things and start making, and then all sets of arms have a series of beep 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 beep.
I like to
1
think that
second.
these probably are more snidely or old style Western kind of explosives.
Oh,
I doubt there's a
absolutely.
beeping because we don't have electronics.
No, I've got it. So I'm gonna start.
Numeria exists. We decidedly do.
With the help of
Numeria
my
exists,
friends,
we
I'm gonna
decidedly
point
do.
out.
Not at this school.
I'm
Or
going to
Sarah.
point out exactly
Yes.
where you need to put things.
And
What the
Endures
fuck
in
is
Darkness. Endures in Darkness
What
like
the fuck
carries
is what?
the detonator
Oh,
running back on top of his head. Like
Anyway, and then exactly it is. It's, and there's Endures with a little hard hat on.
yes, so
Charlotte,
Yes.
I'll be the countdown. Beep, beep,
Nice.
beep, 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 beep.
it's the most melodious beep beep you've ever heard.
It does. It's got a good beat. You just see Charlotte go.
You know, if we speed that up a bit and add some tone, we can like make something really good.
Anyway,
It could be like a
boom.
ring ding 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 ding
Just-
ding.
hit the plunger.
Perish.
All right, you guys collapse this mostly already ruined building. No one's going to get mad at you for this, and that is going to be enough to, at the very least, slow the acid down. It's now
Mhm.
trapped under a whole bunch of rubble that it's going to take time to chew through. So,
Much like Avi Avi with her meteors. Cut to Charlotte with all of her glassy eyes reflecting the flames of the burning and crumbling building, and them going.
Chaos.
Chaos.
standing
Chaos
before
reign.
you is the somewhat ruined looking green. You know, it says greenhouse. These walls all look like they're made of stone. So I don't
Remember,
know
it did
what's up
say
with that.
stone and glass. It's just matte.
Yes.
artwork.
You do see some shapes moving inside,
Rockets.
but it's too too indistinct to tell what they are. But there is sort of a banging sound.
I may or may not be having an adrenaline rush right now, but I say we just go full on charge in.
Yeah.
Brahma
Rockin'.
opens the door.
All right, give me a second. I will go to the lighting layer. All right.
Oh, Avi, there's ants in there. Just nuke the building with meteorites.
Are there also civilians in there?
I don't see anything other than the ants.
Gamma, give me a perception check.
There's no other tokens on the board that aren't ants, so I'm assuming there's no
You know
civilians in
what?
there.
You know
Uh,
what they say about assuming.
The reason there's no token is because there is someone hidden under the table on the far side of the room. And it looks to be from their dress a Magambia teacher who is trapped under some collapsed table.
Oh.
Well,
No
drop the oops and
ears.
nukes,
Also,
Avi. We can rest them.
It's important to note, though, that these ants seem to be attempting to get through a door to the storehouse, and there are cries coming from inside the storehouse, but there appears to be some sort of magical barrier that's being battered against the door there. So
Good students are being good students and protecting themselves. We have to
So-
take them. We can't hurt the students or the teacher. So we take this
I'm
as
not
it
gonna drop
goes.
a nuke on our coworker, Igor. I have to look at her in the eye in the teacher's lounge when I go and get my coffee. That's gonna be so
And that's
awkward.
awkward enough. It's awkward enough already.
I'm assuming we're going to roll initiative, Matt.
yes,
Yeah.
you guys have you've seen conversations like that in the teachers' lounge before. Certain teachers talking to ghost teachers who were like, "Yeah, so about that time, I don't want to talk about it, but I'm really sorry. You've been
Wow.
saying that for 10 years. I still don't want to talk about it.
Oh my god.
I just think you would be happier working somewhere else."
My poor initiatives. What is that? A 2? Really?
Oof.
Oh, well, at least I'm not throwing that when I'm hitting things.
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna roll my were ant poisoners.
Charlotte now is excited.
Yeah, I was gonna say. All right, first one.
They're a poisoner. It means I can extract
Hell
their
yes.
poisons for further testing.
Oh, I get to go
What is that?
first. This is going to be great.
Congratulations, Igor.
So proud.
Well, if you can finish this encounter within the time we have left, I'll be very happy and impressed. All right, so let me just organize this properly. All right, yeah, Igor goes first.
Now, I have a question.
Yes.
You know what? No, never mind. I'm just going to do it. 3 actions. Summon animal. I have a new toy.
It's an anteater.
No. Well, it will eat. Yes, it will eat ants. I'm going to summon for 3 actions. Just have to let their thing load because I haven't gotten to do this
Why am I
yet.
scared?
A bigger worm.
Oh.
Hey.
Wait, please don't crush any people's through the.
Look at this thing. It looks like it's right out of Beetlejuice.
I like that thing.
Why do you say that like it's a good thing?
It's not a good.
Sorry, out of what, Will?
Beetlejuice.
Out of what?
Don't.
Almost got
I
you.
have a.
Beetlejuice.
Ah,
Ah, damn it!
the opposite of ASMR.
I don't know. McKenna does that from time to time when they do like a haha moment. That was my haha moment. So
Are you trying to say McKenna has a thing, and you're taking that thing from her?
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
back off from my thing, Will.
We're just paying homage to each other because we're such good friends and comrades.
Guys, why is there a man in a striped jacket in my kitchen?
they're going to use, they're going
Damn
to
it,
use their
Will.
2 actions to thrash about.
Why do I
Meaning
hear-
that I can make up to 1 strike against each creature within its reach. Fun fact: it has a reach of 15 feet.
So,
So-
what were you gonna say?
I said, why do I hear the banana song?
Okay, so the one that's directly adjacent to the doormat,
All right.
a 50 to hit it.
That will crit.
All right, so that will be 68, 69, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 76 points of damage.
76, you say?
Yep,
Okay, right next to the door.
yep. And does a 51 beat its reflex DC?
Reflex DC. Yes.
All right,
Critically.
so it's
not,
now-
not critically.
It's now grabbed by the worm. So orange is now grabbed by the worm.
Okay.
Then its stinger is going to make an attack on green. That'll only be a 33. I rolled a 2.
No.
That's a shame. And then its body is going to make an attack on blue and red. So blue will get a 45.
45 will hit, but not critically.
Okay, so that'll be 25 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And red will take a 39 to hit them.
That will not hit.
That's fair. Also, fun fact, there is a world where I can summon 2 of these creatures at the same time. And then effectively have several actions at once and just, yeah, I'm excited
right.
for this thing.
Red is going to try and be smart about this. Oops, sorry. No, I don't want to grab that. Dang it. Now he's trapped under it.
Oh, also, Matt, I apologize. I have to tell you something. It does have a thing where when it grabs a creature, it is swallowed whole. So orange is swallowed whole. Thank
Okay.
you.
Oh, put that over here.
Yummy.
So that was actually only one move for red to get there, and
Mhm.
then they are going to use their remaining 2 actions for Poisonous Flurry. So it's going to make 2 Kukri strikes. 47,
That will crit.
39,
That will hit.
and a third attack for a Mandible.
It moved.
Wait, no, but it's using the Poisonous Flurry. I get to make 2 Kukri strikes and a Mandible strike in any order for 2 actions.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, so that will crit as well. So that'll be in total. I'll just do the math. 50.
I do also need 1 poisonous poison check from the envenomed weapons. No, 2 actually. 2, yeah. 2 Kukris. Did the 39 hit, sorry?
Yes, everything hit.
Okay.
So I'm just doing the math on the damage and checking to see if this thing is immune to poison.
That's fine. I can add up the damage if you want.
It's a triggering condition by sloughing off a layer of its skin.
Okay.
No, okay, it's not immune to poison, oddly enough, so it will have to make a force save, you said.
Yes.
36.
36 against envenom weapons. What's the DC for the poison? Why doesn't it tell me the DC for the poison? God damn it. Oh, no, it's not a poison. It just does additional damage. Never mind. No fortitude save for the poison.
No, okay.
And for a total, I think it's 136 damage in total from the 2 crits and 1 normal hit.
With the, yes.
Okay. That is where Ant's Poisoner's turn. Avi. There's a lot of stuff happening. I'm going to say the worm also probably shattered the roof of the greenhouse. Thankfully, the teacher is under a table, so none of the glass could potentially hurt them. I'm sure Igra planned that.
I'm sure. Unfortunately, I think I need to make 2 actions just to get into the building so that I can see what's going on.
I mean,
Because
that's what
roof or no
happens.
roof.
That's what happens when you trigger the encounter and everyone's still far away.
I mean, you should be able to see red from where you're at, eh?
Well, yeah, but I want to see all of them.
For McKenna, targeting one enemy is a waste of time.
I agree. Actually, I need to be in the building so that I can just see what it is I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
And maybe
Keep
do
in
a
mind,
check on them.
orange is in the worm right now.
Sure. I just need to do a check on them. Yeah, can I roll? What do you want me to roll, Matt?
To see the teacher?
No, to get like a check on the enemies.
Gama told him the teacher was in there.
This would be, I would say this is a nature check because these aren't Fae, they're not constructs, they're not undead, they're not elementals or anything.
17 plus
Sure.
37, 43.
I'll say that's a crit then.
Yay.
Oh,
Tell me all that I need to know.
oh, some wonderful news from Abby that I'm not sure we can necessarily
Nope, we
mention
can't
right now,
share.
but that's great news. Yeah, that's a crit. These are just more were creatures. Even with the rareness, that's still a crit. They have no resistances. They have no immunities. They are weak to silver because they're were creatures.
Because they're were creatures, yeah.
In case you
Um,
weren't
I ain't
aware.
got nothing silver though.
Much like the other ones. Um,
Ooh, that'd be fun for Honey Madeline to deal with. Okay, continue.
They also have a hive mind, though that's not particularly relevant in combat. Unless you're doing stealth stuff. But that's not really a thing that happens in this campaign at this point. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They also have the worm, not that it's going to probably matter, the worm got hit with a crit, so it can't roll to recover from the persistent poison for a round. But probably not relevant, really. But that's it. I think that's your whole turn.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Move twice
moving-
and did a check.
Moving on to this, the blue is going to step, and it will also use Poisonous Flurry, so it's going to be 2 Kukri strikes. 36, that may not hit.
That will hit.
Well, actually, yeah, also, it is flat-footed.
Matt, you have to realize this is a CR15 creature.
Ah,
Yeah.
fair. Second Kukri thing, also,
Hits.
and Mandible 3.
Hits. Oh, no, Mandible 3 will hit because of off guard.
All right, so no crits, though, so that's
No
just
crits.
going to be the
20,
straight damage.
40, 78, 79. 79.
All right.
Still
Not
up.
nice. Ophelia, you're up.
That's me.
And you,
That is
and you,
you.
and you.
Oh my gosh. She's gonna move up so she can see what the heck is going on.
It is distinctly not fabulous.
I'm gonna move to here. Yeah, I'm gonna move to here.
From there, you can see blue. But,
Hello, Blue.
And the worm, but
Worm.
at this point, you expect worms when Igra
Yeah,
starts
let's go.
waving his froggy hands around and chanting stuff.
It was either that or a giant scorpion.
Great. And we will.
Scorpion centaurs.
I didn't want Charlotte to try to harvest my summon for poison. No offense, Charlotte.
I
Seriously.
think the poison would just.
Taken.
All right, Ophelia, what will you be playing for us today?
Let's do Bard song.
What song is Ophelia singing?
And she is. You said this was poison, not toxic, didn't you?
You could sing toxic if you wanted, but it is poison, yes. I don't know if they have toxic stuff in the game.
Poison. Poison.
The character from Streets of Fury? I love being surrounded by clever and talented people.
And Will.
Only
Oh no, you're clever and talented as well, Will.
I'm gonna beat you up too.
Yeah.
I meant that. I'm just being genuine.
I'm gonna beat Will up.
Oh dang.
Alright.
That's super crit.
+3, +3,
I'm back.
+3.
Sorry.
And then because I only have one action left, we're gonna shoot blue. Yippee! A crit!
Nice.
40 damage.
Oh, I've got the pen,
Can't
that's
see
why.
anything.
+3.
40 damage.
40 damage to blue. Because that's the only one you can see, I think.
Yeah, pretty numbers.
Nicely done.
That's my turn.
All right, we move on to the one that's inside. Will, is there an escape DC for their swallow?
Yeah, it is somewhere here. They will take the damage at the start of their turn. So they are going to just take 23 bludgeoning damage.
Fair enough.
And it is oppose.
Rupture
Slowed
27.
1, rupture 27. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a pretty
Um,
easy escape.
And they do have the mandibles that they can just attack with, so.
They are slowed down, so they are slowed
Yeah,
one,
slowed one. Yeah.
which makes it worth it. Not as worth
I'm,
it, but still worth
I'm going
it.
to try a mandible attack.
Go for it.
The mandible.
37's a hit.
All right, so it hits, but that's not quite enough damage, so I'm going to need... Oh, no, it is...
Yeah, that's exactly what you need.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right.
So he gets
So
out.
He plops out.
One
And then
action
he's
left.
he's just going to take another bite out of it because he's mad.
Go for it.
I'm mad.
That will crit.
You stupid.
So that will be 58 slashing and 8 persistent poison.
This chat is going to be my case point for summon creature needing a buff. Granted, what CR are these, Matt?
These guys?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Only 17.
So this CR 15 has taken 3, 6, 9,
Charlotte, it's your turn.
probably 12 attacks from these creatures for us. So you know what? That's worth it.
It is.
Yeah, it did a little bit.
That's a
damage.
very tightly enclosed space that I have very little sight into.
Yes.
So I'm gonna kind of get a better view by coming up behind Gamma for sure. Let's see. Well, I can see 2. That's for certain. But neither one of them are.
Yeah, this guy is now here for real.
For real? For real?
Yeah.
For real.
For real, for real.
For real.
I am going to
Pretty gooey, though.
technically speaking, it is within 5 feet of my ally. I suppose. Yeah, no, that's a summon. So technically, yes, it is an ally. So I'm going to spend an action to apply another poison to Pito, and
Sure.
then try and attack Red
Go for it.
from this distance. Hopefully I can make that. Not bad. So
48 will definitely hit.
48.
Actually, with Bard Song,
Bard
that
Song.
become a crit.
Yay!
So that's just going to do flat 20 damage with just Pito Beak.
I need a fortitude save, please.
Okay.
Fortitude.
46.
That does save. Okay, so it just takes the damage then. Doesn't get
Yeah,
the
that's a
poison.
natural 19. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Endures in Darkness.
Bummer.
Is going to also run up. Because he sees that Ophelia has been taking out her bow. He's going to do a quick guidance to Ophelia.
Oh.
You get a +1 to your next action or skill. And then unfortunately, they're just going to end their turn. Then we're going to go to the last poisoner, who is going to just also step, and also he's going to try and finish off the worm. Poisonous Flurry, so Kukri 42 to hit.
Crits.
All right. I'm pretty sure. How much health does the thing have left?
Enough. I'm just checking one. I'm checking the wording on a feat quickly.
What is? It has 20 health left, right?
Yeah, I'm just checking the wording on a feat because I need to see if this thing can use my Orc Ferocity. Because Gamma and Choco can, but I don't know if this can.
Gross feet.
To be fair, well, I have another 3 attacks, so
Yeah, but when I use Orc Ferocity, I get a whole bunch of stuff now.
Okay.
Companions, pets, familiars, and bonded animals. Okay, nope. So this one does not get the effects of the feat, so it just dies.
Okay.
But it ate a whole bunch of things for us.
And because he used his remaining actions to do his flurry of attacks and he has no remaining targets, the rest of his actions are essentially wasted.
Yep.
And as we move back to the top of the combat, I think this will be a good spot to end because these guys have a fair chunk of health, so this could
Yeah.
go on for a while.
Yeah, this will take a while.
But I am confident that we're going to get through this map. There's one other interesting thing on this map, but we're going to get through this map next week, which means we then only have 3 more to go. We have Holding the Line, Toppling Tower, and The Circle.
Matt, do you have a spell? Do you, just so I know for next week, do you have a stat block for the teacher under the table?
No, they have 1 hit point left,
Okay, cool.
and they're off guard,
Cool.
and will fail any reflex check.
Not a reflex save, it'd be a will save.
You could just move it a little bit.
No, because if I move it a little bit, it doesn't get them.
Oh boy.
It gets obby.
Anyway.
Anyway.
But thank you all for
Anywho.
joining us this week as we are barreling towards the conclusion of the final official chapter of the Strength of Thousands Adventure Path. If you want a vibe check on what the golden ending is going to be like, go check out the Strength of Thousands channel in the Tabletop Rules Discord,
Mhm.
as I am trying to build hype with a series of interesting images.
Ooh,
There we go,
I'm
that's what I want to go.
frightened.
But thank you all so much for coming. Check out our many other shows here on the channel. And we'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Keep watching this.